The NFL's darkest day has come and gone, the Monday after the regular season. So let's break down who got the axe and was it the right call and who we think the best candidates will be for the NFL vacancies in 2025. Let's go. To all my heavy hitters and lockdown defenders, welcome to the Lockdown Defense Sports Network. New and improved, rebranded, and re-imaged for the 2025 season. I got my guy, Coach Mike Dub, here with me, and we are going to get into today's latest hot topics of NFL coach firings. First of all, Coach Mike Dub, how you feeling?
Feeling good. New Year's off to a good start, snowed in already. So, year's in full swing.
Yeah, you and me both. You and me both out there shoveling the snow. I'm relieved up. I'm relieved to Gatorade up, and I'm ready to roll, man. I'm ready to roll. So, yeah, coaching firing has happened. We're in the thick of things. I think some things have happened that we expected. Some things were happening that did unexpected, like some people that got retained that we thought were going to get fired, and things of that nature. So we're going to quickly delve into the idea of what the coach firings landscape looks like and who we feel like is going to give our reactions and who we feel like is going to maybe take the reins for the next succession of coaches that have a vacancy. So to start off the actual listing of things, we're going to get into who is fired, who is being retained, and who is going to be marked safe for another year. So it is our NFL coaching fire 2024. So what's going to happen next? So starting off with the coaching firings, we're getting into the idea that I think 3 or 4 coaches were actually gone before three coaches were gone before the regular season was over. But the updated list is here. Matt Eberflus got fired in season. Dennis Allen got fired in season. Robert Saleh got fired in season. Gerard Mayo and Doug Peterson will both let go as of Monday afternoon. I think that was the final words on both of those guys were done. The podcast group and the podcast family thinks the conglomerate thinks that Mike McCarthy's on the hot seat. I tend to share that agreement, but although his contract is up. Antonio Pierce hadn't heard anything, but he might be on the hot seat. Kevin Stefanski on the Browns could be on the hot seat as well, and the group thinks Jonathan Gannon is a marked man as well. We'll see. But right now, we haven't heard anything buzzing on that front, but those guys are potentially on the hot seat. Now, 3 coaches have been marked safe and look like they're going to be returning for next year. Mike McDaniels for the Dolphins, Shane Steichen for the Colts, and Brian Daboll for the Giants. So, quickly, Mike Dub, are you shocked by any of these things that's happened on this list?
So, I will say I'm only shocked by 2 of them. One was in season, Robert Saleh with the Jets. I think we already discussed that one. And then the second one was Gerard Mayo, which I think everybody else is pretty much shocked about that as well. Shocked on a few different fronts. First and foremost, he wasn't really on my radar when they hired him in the first place. So that was shocking in itself. It just didn't feel like it was going to be the direction that they went into. But when they decided to go that direction, I'm surprised that they ended it that quick. It really is disappointing to see. He looked like somebody that had the locker room. He looked like, he was a player's coach. Guys responded to him. Maybe that's where the disconnect was with him in the front office. I don't know. I don't know what was going on in that building, but it was pretty disappointing to see him go after just 1 year with a rookie quarterback and a young team. Obviously, they have a top 5 pick or a top pick that they're going to have. So, you would like to see him get a chance to get a fair shake at it. I think there was a video of Gronk who was about to go in on the Patriots and about to, about to just let it all hang out and, pause. But, he's about to really start going crazy on him. And they stopped him before he could. But I think everybody was pretty much shocked and, disappointed that he was let go. But other than that, obviously, Eberflus shouldn't have been let back on the plane to go home. He was long overdue. Yeah. Dennis Allen, I think that he lost that locker room a long time ago last year. Mm-hmm. So those are the only 2 I would say I was shocked about. As far as the hot seat, we'll still see. I will say that I am shocked that 2 coaches were marked safe with Shane Steichen and also Brian Daboll. But I don't think Daboll is a bad coach. I'm surprised that he got as long as the leash that he did. I think he'll do well. I do think he is a good coach, and if he gets a quarterback, he can do well. But as far as shockers is anything, like I said, really, there's just the main 2 shockers that I had. Well, the same ones that everybody had, were pretty much the Jets and the Patriots.
Right. Yeah, I share the same sentiments. Actually, I got 3 quick ones that I'm going to kind of get into really, really quickly. I think Robert Saleh should have never been fired. I think that's indicative of what Aaron Rodgers' influence is on that franchise and has been. You look where they're at. Was it 5-12 or 4-13, something around that they finished? Very disappointing finish to that. I think he wasn't the problem at all. I even saw Aaron Rodgers hugging the interim coach when he wouldn't hug Saleh, so it was weird dynamic there. But again, that's indicative of what the Jets are as an organization, have been probably for both of our lives. Gerard Mayo, I was very shocked at them letting him go, but that it gives me the feel, and I think I heard this online earlier, is that typically when you follow a legend coach, the mystique that Bill Belichick had on that franchise, they almost so certainly could put a stopgap coach in there because they don't want the person they really want in place to have to be worried about the pressure of filling the legend shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of made it seem like Gerard Mayo was more of the stopgap coach versus the actual guy. So it'd be interesting to see who they hire behind him and who he maybe he'll actually be the guy that they really run and retain long term. So I think that was something that they used Gerard Mayo as kind of a pawn, which sucks. You know, your first go at coaching, you get used as a pawn, which is odd and weird. But yeah, I think that might have been the reason why he got let go. You get into the whole, color aspect of it. That, it seems if Lovie Smith and Gerard Mayo, just to name a few, have been getting shorts end of the deals when they were literally handcuffed at the knees, with the type of talent and personality they had to begin with. So they really getting your first shot. But maybe we'll discuss that in another interim. But I think that's really what Robert Kraft's maybe idea was, is to give somebody a buffer in between Bill Belichick, so the next person won't feel the pressure. Yeah. That's maybe how you can spin it. Lastly, for me, Brian Daboll, I'm not shocked about him staying. I am shocked about Joe Schoen staying. The GM, I think he needs to go. But maybe you can't fire the GM without firing the coach. Things roll downhill. I don't know. But that's the only thing that really shocked me is why he still has a job.
Yeah,
so we'll see. But I agree that Brian Daboll getting a quarterback will uplift this franchise, and we'll just have to get there. But hopefully they can resolve that in the draft.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So moving on. So let's talk about the actual. I guess we got into the reactions and were things justified and things of that nature. So really quickly, is there anything that you want to I guess you can say to follow up on that you feel like there may have been an overreaction to what happened, or everything was pretty much status quo for you?
I feel like everything was pretty much status quo. Like I said, it wasn't too many shockers. I think this is probably one of the most quiet Black Mondays that we've had in a long time.
Right.
Wasn't a lot of action going on. And of course, like we said, 3 guys were let go during the season, but maybe things will pick up throughout the week. But it was a pretty quiet day, so I'm sure a lot of coaches are getting better sleep this week, now that
that it's over.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay. All right, so we got 5 vacancies as of right now. So to say who we think may or may not get the jobs, we want to give you our best educated opinions on who we feel like might be the most fitting candidates for these 5 jobs at the moment. So it could be more, at some time throughout the week somebody else could get canned who's on a hot seat list. But for right now, starting with the Jets, who do you think will be the best candidate to fill that role?
You know what? It's hard to say. I know they're interviewing a lot of people, and I think I heard that they wanted somebody who had head coaching experience or something like that. So I don't know. They could pull a dark horse and get somebody out of retirement. But I think they could also. I look at somebody like Vance Joseph. He's a defensive guy. He's been a head coach already. Needs another. I think he needs another shot. He's done well with the Broncos. Obviously done his thing under Sean Payton in that regime. I think the Jets have a good young defense and a good young core, so I can see him coming in there and kind of doing something special with that. So, but that's somebody that I wouldn't mind seeing there.
Okay. Actually, I got my eyes on Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan and Pete Carroll. 2 defensive-minded head coaches, 2 culture builders. I think that the whole Robert Saleh firing wasn't a move. I think he was that type of guy, so you can't bring him back. So your next best thing, because your corner card on that team is defense.
Yeah.
You need a quarterback on offense, yes, but get your culture setter in a leader in that room. And I think Rex or Pete Carroll can do those things. The only thing they have to do, which they have struggles with in the past, is getting a rock star offensive coordinator. You got to have a rock star coordinator in order to be able to fix that side of the ball. Get rid of Aaron Rodgers, get your quarterback of the future, and enroll with that and having a rock star OC, because the defense will keep you in games. They'll play complimentary football, but you got to have a guy that's going to fix it and keep that side of the ball tight. So I like Rex Ryan in that role. Now, how about the Patriots?
I think everybody probably is going to go with the obvious with Vrabel.
Yeah.
I don't know how they feel about him. I don't know, if that's been the talk, and that might be the reason why they let go of Mayo so quick, is because they wanted to bring Vrabel in. I don't know, but I think that's probably the best fit that I can think of right now.
Yeah, Vrabel seems like the obvious choice. I actually got Vrabel pegged for the Bears job, in all honesty, and I kind of jumping ahead. So I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I think you may be able to go with Pete Carroll if he didn't get the Jets job.
Yeah.
And again, another guy that has that, Bill Belichick-esque pedigree. A culture builder, he's more of a player's coach than Bill ever was.
Yeah.
And I think that if he does the same thing that I kind of alluded to with Rex Ryan should do with the Jets, that will fit. And again, for me, I think Mike Vrabel is good for the Bears, because I think out of all these jobs, I think the Bears job is the most lucrative. It has the most, I guess you can say, the most lucrative job out of all these, because you got your quarterback, you got 3 good receivers, you got solid pieces on defense, you got a ascending O-line. I think you are in a really good spot for that. So I would argue that that Vrabel can come right in there, find him a good OC, and go forth. Again, I go back to my take about bringing Lincoln Riley in from USC. Bringing Lincoln Riley up from USC, he's struggling a little bit with the transfer portal and NIL in college. So bring him up, let him coach your offense, and he's familiar with Caleb, and let him coach your offense. Let Vrabel set and build the culture on the other side of the ball, and I think you'd be off and running.
That'd be exciting to see it. They need some offense to compete in the NFC North. So
that's for sure. We're seeing it. That's for sure. So you got any other candidates you want to add to the Bears before we move on to the Jags?
Actually, since we're talking about offense, I say Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator for the Bucs.
That's not bad. I
think he has experience with a quarterback who likes to sling it. You know what I mean? And like you said, they're gonna need some offense in that NFC North. So that will be somebody that I'll keep an eye on for. And I do think that they also are looking in the college ranks to see, who they could pull up. I've heard Dan Lanning's name mentioned in there as well. But I think Cohen from the Bucs would be a good fit.
Okay. Yeah. So how about the Jaguars? Who do you think should be a good sliding coach for the Jaguars?
So similar to how you feel about the Bears, I feel that way about the Jaguars offense. They got a lot of weapons, and I can see Ben Johnson doing a lot of damage.
I'm on that train. I'm with you on that one. Yes,
a lot of damage without all those weapons. And I think if they finally get those things going, then that could be a fun team to watch. So I would like to see, Ben Johnson with all those different weapons, Ingram, the young boy at receiver, Kirk, if he's healthy, Etienne, all of them. So I'm going to say Ben Johnson for the Jags.
I share that sentiment. That was going to be my pick as well. I like Ben Johnson going to the Jaguars. I do like that, and he doesn't have to deal with the pressure of the NFC South or North if he was to go to any of the other teams, because there's a lot of pressure and a lot of ascending talent in that division that's going to be hard to compete with. You don't want to walk in being a 14th place team already if you coach a team in the North. So I definitely agree there.
Yeah, you can win 9 games and make the playoffs there.
Absolutely, with the Jaguars, and you already got your quarterback. Yep. And weapons, like you said. I agree. All right, so finally with the Saints, how do you feel about the Saints? What do you think? Aaron Glenn?
I like that. He's been there before. I think he's next up. And last night, if there was any question about him getting a job, last night's performance against the Vikings should have got him, at the top, because that defense was all over the place. Turnovers, they showed up big. Great game. He had those guys rocking. I like him with the Saints. I think he would do well. I think the players would love to play for him. He was a DB coach there not too long ago as well. So I like him coming on back to New Orleans.
Well, it's going to be a fight for me, because I think that Aaron Glenn would be good. I think Brian Flores would be good. And I also think Liam Cohen and or Bobby Slowick from Houston will be good for the Saints. Yeah. I think any of those 4 you can't miss on. Because they kind of got a little bit of a balanced mixture. They got a pretty good offense, weapons there. They probably need to find a couple of receivers. You got a quarterback. You still got strong, kind of long in the 2 guys on the defense side, but he's still viable. He still can play. And you'll get into the draft. You got extra draft capital, because you trade Marshawn Lattimore. So I think that you could really fix the team in one offseason and be off and running. And you got pieces there that they can work right now and be competitive in that division.
Yep.
Okay. Boom. So there you have it, man. Those are our picks for our coaches' openings, and we'll see how things shake out, and we'll revisit this as the things shake out and who gets hired. See if we were right on any of these hits. But as always, man, if you can, you want to hit us up on social medias, please reach out to us. We're Locked On Divas Sports on every platform except Twitter. Locked On Divas on Twitter. Locked On Divas Sports @gmail.com is our email address. Coach Mike W, you want to drop your socials real quick to let everybody know who you are?
Yeah. So both socials on Twitter and Instagram are Benedici. Kind of complicated, but Dio Benedici.
There you go. There you go. Boom. So you need to reach out to Coach Mike Dell personally. Please do that as well. And until then, we'll be back with another video with the Lockdown Defense Network.